pretty cool. It seems like it's being cool. Hey, what's up, everybody? Just Moose here. Moosing it up. It's going to be a rough start. I promise you that. It's going to be a rough start. But, Yep, so we're live, I guess. Here we are. Anybody here? Nobody here. Makes sense. So why don't I put out a little notification about stuff? But yeah, we're just hanging out for a little bit. I'm gonna show, just maybe the process of me modeling stuff. Let's just call it Moose Monday. If I can spell Mondays right. 001. That's this episode. That's today. That's right now. So, yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. But yeah, we're just gonna, hang out, work on some stuff. So I do have some things that I do want to go through that I'll get into in a moment here. My chat should be here. I thought my chat... Where's my chat? Where's my chat? It's supposed to be there. Maybe I'll just open it up somewhere else. I don't know if it's gonna break it. Let's hope not. Well, nobody's chatting, so it's all good. So yeah, like I said, gonna be a rough start, but we're gonna have some fun. Gonna have some fun. So we got a chat there, we got that box there. Cool. So I'm gonna put a little notification out there. What should I do? Maybe I think I already have that one image, so let's just post that image. All right. So it's a little after 10:30, but it's all good. Join me. Oh, is my keyboard not working? My keyboard has been... Dude. Is my keyboard being serious right now, man? Oh no, we're back. All right. All right. All right, shared. Okay. So, I'm sure I'll go over it a few times, but so what I will be working on first is, so there's a, so I walk my dog every morning, and while we were walking one morning, I ran in, there's so it's a pretty funny story actually. So, shut the door so I'm not yelling all over my... Oh gosh, I'm taking everything out. See, that's the problem. That's why I told you it's gonna be a rough start. It's gonna be a rough start. But hey, it'll be fun. We can all grow together. Although I don't know what growing you guys are going to be doing. funny story. Funny story is, I walk my dog every morning, and there's a family who walk to school every morning as well, and it's like two young dudes, and I think it's like, and then there's baby in a stroller, and the mom's walking them. But I'm focusing on parts of the story that don't matter. But anyways, so family, two guys, are probably like 8 and 10, maybe 12, and they're walking to school, and it's in the morning. It's like 6, 7 in the morning. So as I'm walking down the street, they see me and they're like, "Hey, morning," and I'm like, "Morning," just like not being grumpy or anything. I'm actually kind of friendly in the morning. My girlfriend, fiance, is not a fan because when I'm like sick or can't walk the dog and she has to walk the dog, she has to be, she's not necessarily a morning person, so she has to be super, friendly. Like I'm just like, "Hey, everybody, how you doing?" But anyways, I digress. So I was just like murning one time, not like in a mean way, just like that's what came out. And they kind of like have made fun of me ever since. So every time we walk by these kids, they're like "Morning" or "Mernin," or they're always just kind of like making fun of me. So it's pretty funny. But we ended up chatting about drawings and just like what was my favorite anime. I told him One Piece, just because they were super into anime, and he did a bunch of these cool drawings for me. Put them, so he was at school and stuff. Did these cool drawings. Oh, I was holding up to the microphone. The camera's up there. All right, so there's like, so they did these cool drawings. So what I thought would be fun, and I told them I'd print them the devil's fruit, and I got one up there. So I'm gonna design one of them because one of them isn't out there to print. So I'm gonna design that one. But so he drew me a bunch of pictures, one of the little dudes, and I was gonna, see, like, this one's super cool, super good. For like 10 years old, I think it's pretty good. So what I thought would be pretty cool to kind of start this process off of showing you guys how I work, or the process of turning, things into whamblins, or, all that kind of stuff. I could just do it with these guys' stuff, and then I'll print them out, show you guys the process, and we can go from there. So, fun stuff. So why don't we start with the little Among Us, even though we were talking about One Piece. Let's start off with the little Among Us guy. So let me just get that into my iPad here, which is what you're looking at. So I'm just going to take a picture. That'll work. I'll take a picture, and then I will send that picture over to my iPad, and then I will import it into the program we're working with here. The program I use is called Shaper 3D. I've been using it for quite some time. Long time. I enjoy using the pencil, and I'm not very good using like a mouse and stuff. I think I could just like feel it more or whatever, Okay, how do I cancel this? Thank you. No. AirDrop is what I want. All right. So let's import that picture into here, and then we'll just kind of start working. And yeah, if anybody's here, ask me questions. If not, I'm just going to sit here, maybe chat to myself for a little bit. We'll do this one since I kind of started late, since, like I said, it's going to be a rough start. But since I started late, I'm just going to do this guy, and then we'll continue on next week. So yeah. I hope everybody's weekend was good. So yeah, typically what I could do, I'll do this first, but sometimes what I do is I'll import the model that I have that I use as far as like sizing goes for the wham stands to make the whamblems. But we'll just model this guy first and go that way. So I like to make it a little, drag the opacity down, and then what I'll also do is make this grid smaller. Excuse me. I like to keep this grid smaller because I also like to keep it on like snapping to the grid. Just makes it a little easier. I don't know. It's what I've been used to. And then we'll just start tracing it. So most of the time when people, if it's like a super simple image, there's tools out there that will help us translate images into 3D. But if something is a little more like organic, or often people will, they'll hit me up and they'll be like, "Hey, is this image a good image?" And we have to kind of go over exactly the limitations and what 3D printing can and can't do. I mean, it's melted plastic is really what it is. So, at a certain point, it can only go so far, and it can only be such detailed. But typically, we just kind of go over it and just be like, I have to simplify things. And typically, when we have to simplify them, we really just kind of trace it or recreate the image ourselves. And this is kind of, that process. So I'll just kind of, what I often like to do is just do kind of a rough trace. And then I'll go back in and, make finer adjustments. But yeah, you can kind of add these little anchors and just drag them around. It can be pretty tedious, so sometimes when people are like, "Oh, can I just see that?" I'd love for there to be a tool for me to be able to just like see it 3D and everything like that, but with some things it is quite the process. But yeah, so but with the advancements in like technology and the way people are using AI, not AI in the sense of stealing other people's work, but in the sense of it enhancing programs. I don't really know how it works in that sense. I should probably, do a little better, but or as far as be a little more educated on how that particularly works. It's not like AI. I don't use AI. I don't like plug it into Chat GPT. There's just programs like, for instance, Adobe Illustrator, right? Like you could put an image into Adobe Illustrator, and it'll provide these paths, but 99 times out of 100 they're not good. Like it doesn't look straight. It just doesn't work. Like if it's a font, right? It doesn't make, if it's supposed to be like a crisp font, the font's not necessarily that crisp. So often it's just easier to just trace it. Easier in the sense that it looks better. And so, like I said, I just like to go through and just kind of give everything a little rough outline and then make finer adjustments later. But there's also a little, different techniques we're going to use. Like instead of making the background or making like a border black, sometimes what we do is we'll just make that like the base, and then like the red will come off the base, and it's almost like it's like negative space, I guess, would probably be the best way to describe it. Yeah, so it can be tedious. But I thought this would also be a good time for folks to just ask questions or, you know, hang out. Let's hang out. Let's chit chat, you know. I get to know you. You get to know me. And we just kind of hang out. Excuse me. My tummy is not happy this morning. Yeah, also, yeah, so everything's gonna, like, I threw this together this morning because I realized the one that I was working with as far as the overlay for the screen, the one I was working with didn't really adjust well with the iPad, so I kind of had to throw that together. So it, you know, like I said, this is gonna grow. We're all gonna grow together here. You'll get to learn, I guess, how this is made, how I do all this stuff. Me and Raph, my counterpart, colleague. So sometimes you kind of have to, you know, like in this particular instance, we're going to have to improvise a little bit. So that's going to be our circle, and then we'll do that. All right, let's make a little finer adjustments in here. But yeah, I was also thinking this kind of could be a good spot, you know, like maybe in the comments you could let me know, you know, suggestions that I can work on. So I'll do a few. I'll do probably like I'll do one of these next week, one of their other little images that the little dude drew me. I need to get their names. I see them a few times a week. Yeah, I'll do this probably next week, and then maybe move on to some suggestions, or you know, do some work. Would you guys like to see, you know, me actually work on orders? And I'll probably have to, you know, make sure those people are cool with it. But yeah, if maybe somebody wants to order a custom and want to see it made, that could be something that we can do. I could design it live. And then, yeah, I'm thinking it'll be cool, like, to post little shorts on YouTube, you know, TikTok, all that stuff. But, you know, just like the printing process, maybe take little clips of from here and kind of how it's made, and, you know, that whole process. It'll be fun at print. You can do some pretty cool time lapse with the printer itself. The only thing is that it's kind of at like a strange angle. Not strange, it's just in the corner. So a lot of the stuff I do, you know, as far as logos, it'd be better like kind of up top, and it's not at that angle, so you can't really tell what's happening. But you'll see. Stick around, and we'll you know, we'll all learn a little bit. Oh, the music turned off. So yeah, if anybody joined me on my first attempt here this morning, I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden, if I would click on something, it would just start going down. Like if I clicked on like a drop down menu, it would just start like scrolling through it. Turned my mouse off, turned my keyboard off. It wouldn't stop. It was chaotic for a minute there. So if you were watching that, I think I might have. cursed a couple times. So, sorry about that. But I don't typically do that. But that was crazy. I've never dealt with that. You know, typically, if something like that's happening, right, you take the input device, mouse, keyboard, you take that out. But if it wasn't solving the problem, I had no what to do. So I restarted the computer, did this, did that. So, yeah. Fun times. It's been quite a morning, honestly. Quite the morning. But yeah, so every Monday, about 10:30. Should have been a little earlier today, but as I was just explaining, it was quite the morning so far. So yeah. So this is also probably not really super exciting to watch at this point, but I assure you, it'll be cool. So here, watch. I'll show you kind of what the idea is of what I'm aiming at here. So you kind of trace everything, you figure out what you're doing, and then what you'll do is you make this face, and it'll turn blue, and then you can extrude it. That's what this little motion is. And then so you have that, and then what you can do is continue on that sketch. Say like his eyeball here. I think we already had it. Yeah, right. We can just do that. And then let's get rid of the image. And look at that. You get the idea. You see where we're going with it, right? Yeah, but so that's really kind of the long and short of what the goal is. Now, obviously, there's more to it, and like I said, it's pretty involved. Just deleting those because I just wanted to show you an example of, you know, kind of what we're working with, what we're doing, what the goal is. But yeah. Some suggestions. Maybe if you guys want me to do your orders live, it'd be cool. I've done some like podcasts and stuff in the past. If you look up, I think my YouTube channel is Moose. MOO00SE is where I originally posted a lot of like, so like I don't know if any of you guys have kind of ever heard my spiel about where Wham Stand started. Was I've been 3D printing for a long time, about 10 years or so. I don't really know when I started because I'd do it and then I wouldn't do it for a while and then I'd come back. So, but at one point when I was doing it, I was doing a lot of stuff for the Marvel Contest of Champions mobile video game. Doing a lot of stuff. Just like I was just making stuff out of the game. You know, I'd make the crystals. I'd make little coins, you know, little doubloons. Like the trophy. The, what is it, the isosphere? That's what it's called, right? So I made that too. I only made one of them because it was, I wanted to remodel it, which I should actually probably do. But so I actually made that, so that was pretty cool. It was really fun. It was really cool. Yeah, so then one of my buddies from that game, XN Comics, he asked if he started selling comics, and he had asked if I could make him a stand to sell on Whatnot and Drip and stuff like that. And I obliged. And as I was, kind of working on modeling it, there was a comic book store. I didn't, truth be told, comic books. Well, I did, actually. I forgot I did. I didn't have the slabs. Actually, a couple years prior to that, I found like a box of comics. Where did I find that box of comics? I don't know. It was cool. There was like there was a Strife in there. There was, what else was in there? I think there was a Quasar. That's probably where my love of Quasar came from. So I was able to, kind of design the book, and working with the local comic book store that was near me, and I'd pop in when they were open, and got to know the owner, and just we kind of started talking a lot, and got to the point to where I realized that like a lot of the ideas I was having and everything like that were definitely, there was room in this comic book community for the ideas I had, and it was really fun coming up with ideas and solutions, and people took to them very fast. People showed a lot of love and appreciation for stuff I was doing pretty early on. So I just kept kind of going, kept motivating myself. Not motivating myself, you guys were motivating me. I just kept working on stuff, working on ideas, and Soul Siren Comics also. He was very influential on keeping me going, giving me ideas. And yeah, so just kept going. Then I realized I gotta do it. So I just full force wham stand. That was, when was that? September 2022 is when my friend from the Marvel Champions, XN, had asked me to make him a stand. And from the very beginning, I knew I wanted to do magnets. And that's essentially where, like, Wham Stand, the name Wham Stand came from. I essentially really wanted to do magnets early on, and thought it'd be cool for, like, content and stuff, like little commercials or whatever, to, like, when you're changing the logo to Snap, it's just wham, 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 So that's kind of where Wham Stand came from. The old origin story. So the local comic book store also that I was working with, I never really say their name because they're not in business anymore. So there's no point in, kind of, they don't do stuff anymore. So, it is what it is. And it wasn't the community. They're frustrating, is what they were. They were frustrating. But, again, it is what it is. So this tongue, what are we doing here? What am I doing with this tongue? So we're probably going to forego this line. Because that was just kind of the back of his mouth. We know that line's there. So I'm just kind of trimming things up. Give us a good base to work with. This should begin. I don't know if you guys heard my cat. Very boisterous. So another thing also that I maybe not often have to explain, but things come up all the time. When people want Wamblems, they're like, they don't want a background to it or something like that. The one thing with 3D printing is you do kind of want it. It needs to be all one piece essentially, so it all sticks together. And just quality reasons, I don't want to like glue things together. I don't have the most precise. I got big meaty hooks. um, I got what do I'm a gripper and ripper. I'm not very delicate, so I'm not going to be gluing small little things. I get glue everywhere. Nobody wants that. So it's got to be one piece. And typically, how I do that. So if we were doing, it kind of doesn't look great. Fix this real quick. All right, so you can kind of make like a little. So I just typically refer to this as like being offset, because that's really all it is. It's just like you're just kind of offsetting the lines there. So then we'll just make this the base. All right. There. So this should be, yeah, so right, where's our sketch? So I guess I could, it'll probably just be, well, let's do this. Well, that's just going to be that. So what we do need is our red. So the red going. And then we'll probably be just about done. And then I'll show you guys how to kind of color it and everything. And yeah, so probably about 10 minutes or so. I've gotten pretty efficient with this, actually. My other cat, Lucy, she's not very boisterous. She's just staring at me. I don't know if you can see her. Yep, you can kind of see her body. She has her own Instagram. Do you see her? It's right there. What's up, monkey? That's my, it's the voice we gave her. She's chunky. She likes snacks. So yeah, I'm just gonna give me a rough outline here, and then I'm gonna go back in. Tidy everything up. So, yeah. That's about it. And since nobody is here, I'm just talking to myself. It's kind of boring, which I get. But I think once I actually advertise some more, that I'm doing this, we'll get some questions. We'll start chit-chatting. It'll be fun. It'll be cool. It'll be cool. All right, let's tidy this up. Yeah, I figured we could do Wamblems, maybe, as I work on some models, some new models, So previously, I have done a lot of Funko Pop stuff, but I haven't, I'd say I have version 1 of the Funko Pop stuff. And on like the spinner rack, the Wham stands, like I'm on version 28. So I make a lot, you know, there's just little tweaks and stuff. But I would save the older versions just in case. Are they labeled properly? No. But I have them. But yeah, so basically I was just saying, like, so like Funko Pop stuff, I definitely am going to revisit all of the models I've done with that, especially with everything I've learned as far as just modeling, what y'all want. All that. And maybe I'll model that here. We can go through the workflow of me doing that. And honestly, a lot of it's I don't know, it's kind of fun because for me, I don't set out to make this shape, to make a shape, or to make something. I set out to solve, to come up with a solution, right? So like, I'll just say, hey, if I want to put this book on a stand, okay, well let me design a book, put it in the 3D program, and then let me like design around it, and let's see what we come up with. It's kind of how a lot of these things come up. Like I'll show you some of the earlier versions of the spinner rack. It definitely didn't look like what it does now. I was going to do one, I think, with like 4 comics on it, but it's just too big. Oh, I'm going to do the tongue too, right? Alright, let's do the tongue. We'll call it. And then maybe we can explore some older versions real quick. You know what? You know what? I'm not going to do that. Because I know there are... like, I know my shit's going to be copied anyways. So I might as well not hand out all of my ideas. Ideas I haven't come out with yet, because honestly, I got a whole bunch. So we will explore models a different day once I've organized things a little better for more trustworthy eyeballs. Alright, is that our tongue? Looks like it. Alright. Let's get rid of our sketch and our image, and let's say this is going to be black. Oh, did we not get his little eyeball? His little... We didn't do it. Can you even kind of make it round? Nah. No. Forgot to do that. So sometimes... So when you bring this out, right, from the drawing, if you don't make it a new body, sometimes it's still attached. It'd be still attached. It's like it becomes quite the pain. But yeah. What's this? Oh, this is black too, I guess, right? Yeah, that's black. That's black. This is white. So that's kind of his drawing, right? Where's the drawing? I guess maybe that should be white in there. Alright. Well, you get the idea. Get the gist. And look at that, it's 11:30. And I really only plan on doing this for about an hour or so. I really only plan on doing this from about 10:30 to 11:30. I'm not going to ramble on and on and on, but yeah. You guys comment down below if you guys want me to do, like, what you guys want me to see, what you want to see, if you guys want me to do orders, if you want me to do your order. Yeah, but this is going to basically be kind of what it is, just me hanging out, us hanging out, questions. You can meet my cats. Here's Ammo. Come here, Ammo. Say hello. Why are you running away from me, bro? So this is Ammo. Yeah, see, he's the boisterous one. Say hello to everybody. You don't want to say hello? Why not? Alright, fine. Alrighty. Cool. So, yeah. That's it. Subscribe if you want. I don't care. I mean, I do care if you want to, but that's the point of it, right? But I'm not going to force you to do it. If you want to do it, do it.